Good day, everyone. I am Cleofa de la Calzada Regalado, and today we will talk about components in designing integrated thematic units. First, let's tackle instructional objectives. What are they? They are the actual behavior that the learners are expected to accomplish. So that means they are statements that describes what learners shall be able to do upon completion of a given learning experience. The main purpose of instructional objective is to provide direction for the instructional process by clearly stating the intended learning outcomes. It provides a basis for evaluating pupil learning by describing the performance to be measured. And before going on, let's tackle first what are the characteristics of a well-written objective. First, it describes a learning outcome. Second, it is student-oriented. And third, it is observable or it describes an observable product. That means a well-written objective is sequentially appropriate. It is attainable with a reasonable amount of time and it is developmentally appropriate. And there are three classifications of instructional objectives. First, cognitive domain, then affective domain, and third is the psychomotor domain. Let's tackle first the cognitive domain. Cognitive domain aims to develop the mental skills and the acquisition of knowledge of the individual. Cognitive domain comprises of 6 categories which include knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Affective domain includes the feeling or emotion and attitude of an individual. The categories of affective domain includes receiving, responding, valuing, organization, and characterization. This is according to Anderson et al. 2011. And psychomotor domain includes utilizing motor skills and the ability to coordinate them. The subdomains of psychomotor include imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, and naturalization. Learning objectives or learning outcomes are based on taxonomy of objectives presented to us as cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Bloom's taxonomy has been revisited by his own student, Lauren Anderson and David Cartwell. Let us study both in the comparison below. Notice that the original Bloom's taxonomy of 1956 is knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. While the revised Bloom's taxonomy by Anderson in 2001 is remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Somehow, the two are similar. However, the highest level of cognition in the revised version is creating. And take note, there are 3 major changes in the revised taxonomy. These are first, changing the names in 6 categories from noun to verb. Second, rearranging these categories. And third, establishing the level of knowledge in the original version. Okay, to fully understand the words or the categories, let us tackle the words one by one. First is remembering. It means to recall or retrieve previous information. So the key words here is identify, labels, list, outlines, select, and states. Followed by understanding. It means to comprehend meaning. Translation. State problem in own words and making meaning. So the keywords that we should remember here is explain, distinguishes, estimates, gives example, interprets, predicts, rewrite, and summarizes. Applying. The use concept in a new situation. Applies what has been learned in a new situation. This have the keywords of applies, changes, computes, operates, construct, modifies, uses, prepares, solves, shows, and manipulates. Analyzing. Separate materials or concepts into components part so that the organization is clear. This also means distinguishes between the fact and inferences. Keywords here are breakdown, compares, construct, contrast, diagrams, differentiates, discriminates, identifies, infer, outlines, relates, select, and separate. Evaluating. Evaluating make judgments about the value of idea or materials. So the keywords here is compares, criticizes, defends, describes, discriminates, evaluates, interprets, justifies, and summarizes. And lastly, creating. Build a structure or pattern from a various elements. It put a parts together to create a whole, to make new meaning and structure. The keywords here are composes, compiles, design, generates, modifies, organizes, rearranges, reorganizes again, revises, rewrites, summarize, and create. So choosing themes. Why is choosing theme important? It is because it is the core in undertaking group activities. Reference points in conceptualizing, analyzing, and consolidating learning experiences. Be guided by the question below in selecting a theme for a unit of study. This is according to Kilo 2003. A is the theme within the realm of understanding and experience of the teachers involved. B, will the theme be interested to all members of teaching team? C, are there sufficient materials and resources to support the needed information? D, does the theme lend itself to active learning experience? E, can the theme lead to a unit of proper duration that is not too short or too long? Is the theme helpful, worthwhile, and pertinent to the instructional objectives? G, is the theme one which the teachers are not already so familiar that they cannot share in the excitement of learning? And lastly, will the theme be of interest of the students and will it motivate them to do their best? That's all for my report. I will pass you now to the next reporter. Thank you for listening.